Now the co-main event, the next one, was Valentina Shevchenko versus Caitlin Chookagian, and this one was Shevchenko winning at the 1 minute mark of the third round by knockout. And this fight went, I would say, exactly as I expected, with Shevchenko dominating from start to finish.
But the thing is, Chookagian, you got to give her credit. She did a lot better than I was expecting. She was coming to that fight to go up against one of the probably a person in the top 5 pound for pound, pretty up there for Caitlin Chookagian to come into that fight, even with a little bit of confidence. You got to give her credit. I was surprised it went 3 rounds. To be honest, I was expecting round 1 or 2. This would be over. But she survived for a while, and I think you got to give her a lot of credit. I think that's really the big story here. Shevchenko, like, big whoop, big surprise, she won. But Chookagian, she held her own for a short period of time, but she still was holding her own for a while.
And I think it says a lot more about Shevchenko than the quality, because I think there is a lot of quality fighters in the 125-pound division for the women in the UFC, but Shevchenko is just so ahead of all of them. Where Chookagian is number 1 contender, we're impressed that she survived until the third round, where there was no point in this fight where she looked even close to competing, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So I think Shevchenko at this point, I think if she chooses to stay at 125 instead of chasing that next fight with Nunes, that three-peat with Nunes, I think she'll just continue to run through the opposition.
And that's why I'm super excited at the prospect of this Nunes fight. She hinted at Rogan asked her next, and I think she gave a very interesting answer. She said, there's obviously a lot of talent in the flyweight division that I have not yet run through completely, and those people need to have their due. But at the same time, she kind of hinted at the fact that she's open to anything. She can go anywhere. That Nunes fight is really the challenge that she hasn't had in a long time. I think the last really difficult, or maybe not even difficult is a word you can use for Shevchenko, but the last really contest she was in was the one against Joanna, and even then she beat Joanna pretty handily. So I think if you get a round number 3 against Amanda Nunes, that's a great fight to make.
And especially considering Shevchenko lost the first 2, so she's gonna have a lot to prove.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
So
now.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, do you think that that's the next fight to make? Do you think she should stay at 125, or do you think the next fight to make is her go up and face Nunes?
Well, I'm just trying to rack my brain and think about who in the one in the flyweight is she gonna fight? That I would actually want to see as a contest, because this Chookagian fight, I was excited to see Shevchenko again. I love her in the ring. She just has such a great presence, such a great energy. But at the same time, I was not very excited, sitting on the edge of my seat, wondering who was going to win this fight. That's why I think a Nunes fight is the next one to make. I think if you're Dana White, you got to strike while the iron is hot. The Shevchenko brand is huge right now. The Nunes brand is huge right now. And to have a big fight like that, pretty much a super fight in the women's, would be a great spotlight on the women's side of things in the UFC.
I completely agree with you. I think that's exactly where you got. I don't know if Shevchenko is going to necessarily want that fight, but I think if you're the UFC, that's where you gotta push it to go.
And it'll be interesting to see. Let's say they set up the Nunes Shevchenko fight. That has to be a main event. That cannot be a co-main event.
Oh, for sure. That can carry a pay-per-view.
Oh,
in my
100%.
opinion,